Hey everyone, Serena Starlight Witch here. Today I am going to be teaching you how to do a proper cord cutting. So, a lot of people are not doing cord cuttings correctly. I hope you guys can see this okay. It's hard for me to tell. I think you guys can see, I really hope so. Hopefully you guys can see. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to be teaching you how to do a proper cord cutting. Most people are doing them incorrectly and it is so annoying, it is so frustrating, especially people who are charging to do this as a service and they're not doing it correctly. So I'm going to teach you how to do it correctly. This is the traditional way, this is the way you're supposed to do it, and this is the way it has to be done. I do want to say some people, do cord cuttings like in a bowl of water. I've never done that. I don't see why you couldn't do that. So if your intuition tells you to use water, you can. Water kind of absorbs the negative energy and it also amplifies your magic. So you could do a cord cutting, and like some water, you could get like a dish and pour water in there. I've never done that. That's not the traditional way, but I don't see why you couldn't do that if your intuition tells you to. But this is the way you are supposed to do a cord cutting. And also, if you don't want to do a cord cutting yourself, I do offer this as a service. I offer it really cheap. I usually charge around $30 for a cord cutting. I don't get scammed though, because I'm not offering services right now. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to do that. I am highly considering a coffee page. I used to do spells on Etsy. I still have my older Etsy shop. I just have it on vacation mode. But Etsy really doesn't want you to sell spells on their platform, so they basically shadow banned me because of that. And also, there's a lot of scammers on Etsy, so I don't really want to be considered an Etsy witch anymore. So I opened up a new shop just for readings. That shop is Serena Starlight if you're looking for a reading. I will be doing spells again as a service, so I will be offering cord cuttings. I just have to figure out where I want to do that. I'm highly considering a coffee page, but you could do this yourself. The thing is, you have to understand energy work. If you do this and you're a beginner and you don't understand energy work, you're not going to be too successful. But I'm going to explain this to the best of my ability. Go watch my tutorial on how to cast a spell, how to do a spell, the Relationship Blockbuster. Watch that first because I teach energy manipulation. And then watch this if you want to do a cord cutting, because you kind of have to understand, the basics first. So you can cut cords with anything and everything. You can cut cords with depression. You can cut cords with addictions. You can cut cords with people, places, anything. So most of us have lots of cords. In fact, a lot of us have hundreds of them. Especially if you lived a very stressful, traumatic life, you're going to have a lot of cords. The more you cut these cords, the better your life is going to get. People underrate cord cuttings. Cord cutting should honestly be the first thing you do before you manifest. Yes, you should do road opener, blockbuster, stuff like that before you manifest, but people forget that you should also do cord cuttings because you want to cut away your baggage. Like if you're trying to do spells on your relationship, if you had a traumatic relationship, you want to cut cords with that first. If you and your partner had a traumatic past, you want to cut cords with that. You want to cut out all the baggage in your life. The more you cut these cords, the better you're going to feel mentally, emotionally, physically. Also, I am not a doctor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so I was saying that you will feel better. Your life is going to be better. Things will start manifesting easier for you. Life will be smoother. So if you have anxiety, you want to cut cords with that. And it may take more than one cord cutting. Usually one cord cutting is enough if you do it correctly. But sometimes you will need more. Like someone who's struggling with drug addiction, they're going to need a couple of cord cuttings for that, because drug addiction is deeply rooted. It's rooted in your body, in your mind, in your energy. So it's going to take a couple to do that. But most of the time, you're only going to need one cord cutting. But anything that you can think of that has caused stress in your life, you're going to need a cord cutting. So cords are created by emotions and stress, trauma. So let's say, let's say you lived in a house and this house caused you a lot of stress. The house was always falling apart, always leaking. You want to cut cords with that house. I know that sounds a little weird, sounds a little crazy, but that house, if it caused you a lot of stress, you created an attachment with that house. So you want to cut cords with that. If you had a very toxic job and it stressed you out, you want to cut cords with that job when you move on to another job. So anything that caused you stress, emotion, trauma, you want to cut cords with it. Exes, ex-friends, ex-partners, jobs, bad habits, spending problems. If you lived in poverty when you're younger, you want to cut cords with that. You can cut cords with self-love issues, self-esteem issues. You can even cut cords with things like mental issues. You can cut cords with everything. So anything that you can think of that has held you back in some way or is holding you back in some way, has upset you, bothered you, especially if you think about it a lot, if you dream about it, then that is a sign of a cord that needs to be cut. I do have a whole video on cord cuttings. I highly, 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 highly recommend you watch it because I go into deep detail about it. I am a psychic medium, so I can see cords. Sorry for the pause there. I thought I heard something. It's probably my cat playing around. So I was saying I am a psychic medium. I can see cords. I've also read books on things like energetic cords. Dolores Cannon, I believe that's her name. She talks about cords. She gives you like a visualization practice. There's a video of her explaining how to cut cords. I don't feel like that's very effective because I've tried it and it didn't really work for me. Doing an actual cord cutting spell, in my opinion, is the most effective way to do it. But you can find a lot of information on cords because it is more to it than what people realize. Cords can be dangerous. If you have an attachment with someone who's like a psychic vampire, they're going to suck you dry forever until that cord is cut. Cords connect you with that thing. It connects your mind, body, your spirit, everything. It connects you. It's like a rope. And cords that you have with people, you exchange energy. So if that person is having mental problems, you're going to pick up on those mental problems. If you're having mental problems, that person's going to pick up on your mental problems. You're connected. And you can exchange energy back and forth. So I want to get started because I'm 10 minutes and 11 minutes actually. So I just recommend you watch that video and you do more research on chords because it is deeper than what most people realize. So this is very important that you do chord cuttings. Most people have a lot of chord cuttings. I've been doing chord cuttings for like 2 years now, and I still got a bunch to do. I do this for loved ones as well. Probably would never get done doing chord cuttings. Alright, sorry about that. My camera was going off. I wanted to check that really quick. So anyway, just my advice would be that you cut chords with the things that are bothering you most. Get rid of the worst things first and then go on from there. Alright, let me show you guys how to do this. I hope I'm not going to have to do a part 2. I feel like I might not have enough time. So make sure you center and ground first. Cleanse everything, and I mean everything. Cleanse your altar, your altar tray, cleanse your candles, cleanse your petition, cleanse your twine, cleanse your scissors. Yeah, you want to do all that. And again, I'm going to be teaching you how to do a chord cutting the proper way, and I'm also going to be teaching how I do it. So again, I'm basically giving away my secrets. But the way I do it is extremely effective. Extremely effective. So the first thing you want to do is write a petition. So I wrote all chords are cut between me. I wrote my full name and date of birth and all heartache and grief. So mote it be. So today I'm cutting chords with heartache and grief. I do struggle a lot with grief and heartache. I've had a lot of people pass away in my life. So it's time to cut those chords. And also, when you're doing a chord cutting, you might get very emotional. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That means the energy is releasing, the chords are cutting, so that's normal. So the first thing I'm going to do is carve my candles. So you're going to need 2 black candles. Some people use 1 white and 1 black. That's up to you. If you want to use a white candle, that would be for you. The black candle is for cutting, removing the thing that you want to be removed. So I'm going to trim my wick. It's way too long. Make sure you guys do that. If your wick is super long, make sure you trim it. Alright, so on my candle, I'm going to carve from bottom upwards because I want to get my power back. So I'm going to go upwards. So go upwards when you carve your candle because you want to get your power back, get your strength back, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to carve my full name and date of birth. I have like a feather pen that I use to carve, but you can use anything you want. So on this candle, I'm going to write what I'm cutting chords with. So heartache and grief. And that I'm going to carve from top to bottom. Because I want that to go away. I want that to be banished. I want the chords to be cut. And again, I apologize that my videos aren't the best. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm really just trying to teach and make videos for you guys. I don't have a lot of time to waste on hours of editing and all that. So I'm just trying to get the point across. That's what's important. So I wrote heartache and grief. Alright, next I want to activate everything. So with the petition here, and you have to activate everything. You have to give everything energy, or it's just an item, it's just a tangible item with no energy. So a lot of people use DNA to activate. So what I do is I kiss my petition. That gives it a little bit of DNA, it gives it a little bit of life. I activate you and empower you. You are alive. And again, make sure you cleanse everything before you start and center and ground, like I explained in the tutorial. So let me activate Reiki energy. So again, I'm a Reiki master, so I use a lot of Reiki, which is the same thing as energy, basically. I set the intention to be a conduit for universal energy. I ask that this energy flows through me and empowers me. Alright. Okay. So I have the energy activated and flowing through me. So now I'm just rubbing my hands together to activate the energy centers in my palms. And now I'm going to push some energy into the petition. I also like to rub my petition between my hands, just to get that energy in there. It lets me empower and activate this petition as a letter to the universe. What is written is what it is. What is written is what manifests. I'm also visualizing. So I'm visualizing myself. I like to visualize kind of like the void, like space, like darkness. So I'm visualizing myself and there's an attachment, a cord attachment connected to my heart, because this is for heartache and grief. Now your intuition should kind of guide you and show you these cords. So I'm just visualizing connecting with the energy. I set the intention to cut all cords and attachments with myself and all heartache and grief. So now I'm just visualizing heartache and grief, and I'm seeing that cord attaching us. So I like to see it as like a shadow, but your intuition will guide you. Everyone visualizes differently, but that's how I do it. So I'm like in the void, like in space. I see myself, and there's a cord attaching with my heart chakra to this shadowy darkness, heartache and grief. You know, really connect to the energy, really feel it, really see it, really sense it, listen to your intuition. Okay, so I started visualizing, seeing, and connecting with energy. I have my petition filled with Red Key energy. So you can go ahead and call in your spirit team. So as I explained in the previous video, you will need a conduit. So spirits, your spirit team helps you to empower your working. They help to be the conduit for it, to guide it and direct it. So I'll use a bell here to call them in. So I'll call in my spirit guides, my holy guardian angel, and my ancestors, my gods, my goddesses, my saints, especially Mother Mary. I call in the angels, the archangels. I ask that you help me with this cord cutting today, to cut all cords with myself and all heartache and grief, so that it is no longer holding me back. Please be the conduit for this working. Please guide it. Please empower it. Thank you. So put my bell back up. So when I do this for another person, I call in their spirit team as well. So you want to give them an offering. I have some incense here. Let's see. I bless and empower this incense as an offering to my spirits. Bless and empower this incense as an offering to my spirits. So I'm just going to set this incense over here. You want to set your offering kind of close to your spell. You don't have to give them incense. You can give them water as well. Coffee, water, incense, whatever you feel called to do. Alright, next I'm going to activate the twine. My allergies are really bothering me today. So I have the twine here, and I'm going to rub it between my hands. I bless and empower this twine to represent all cords and attachments between myself and heartache and grief. You are these attachments, you are these cords. That is you. You represent this. Now you should feel some warmth between your hands if you're doing this correctly. Your twine should be heating up. And while you're doing this, you want to visualize the cord. Visualize the cord. See it connecting you to the thing that you're cutting cords with. Tell your twine what they are for. So again, you have to activate all your ingredients. And most practitioners, they don't do this. They just set some candles up, throw some salt on there, and just wrap the cord around it. And no, that is not enough. Okay, so next I'm going to activate the candles. So what I like to do with my candle, and this is gross, I like to add a little bit of spit, just a tiny bit, to bring the candle to life, to bring it to life, to give it a little bit of power, some energy. So I just dab a little bit on there on my name in an upwards motion. All right, activating Red Key energy again. And now I'm going to activate the candle. I have it between my hands, I'm rubbing it and bringing it to life. I bring you to life, let's empower you. You are me, you are my mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul. So now I'm visualizing the candle light up with bright white light, Red Key, universal energy. And I'm seeing myself, and I'm visualizing myself as happy. But I'm also visualizing myself being connected to these cords, because I want to cut these cords today. You are me, what happens to you happens to me. You are going to be free today from all cords and attachments, mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul, between you, heartache, and grief. So to be. So now I'm going to do, I really hope you guys can see. I don't know how well you can see. I promise I'm going to invest in a better camera and a tripod when I can. If people even want me to continue making videos, that is. So now I'm going to activate this candle, the one that has heartache and grief written on it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to add my DNA to this though. I'm just going to activate it, rub it between my hands, push energy into it. I activate you, bring you to life. You represent all heartache and grief. You represent the cords and attachments and heartache and grief that I am cutting today. So now I'm just visualizing my heartache and grief. And if you're doing this correctly, you should start to get some visions. You should start to see those cords. You should start to see the things that you are cutting ties with. So I'm just visualizing that. I'm seeing it, seeing the cords. I'm seeing the shadowy darkness that represents heartache and grief. I'm seeing the things that caused me heartache and grief. So get into it, you know, don't be lazy. All right, I feel that's good. Listen to your intuition. So, let's add oils. You don't need a lot for cord cutting, but I do recommend getting some things. So I'm gonna use some hyssop oil. You need something for cleansing and purification to help you cleanse of that negative energy and those cords. Hyssop oil for cleansing and purification to cleanse me of these cords. I also have some lime oil. Lime is really, really good for cord cuttings. Let's empower this lime oil to cut away away this toxic energy. So I'm anointing both my candle and the other candle with this lime oil to cut away this toxic energy. Now, how do I explain this? You want to add ingredients that, I'm trying to find the best way to explain this. So like heartache and grief. So for that, you would need like healing and love to replace that heartache and grief with loving, healing energy. So when you cut the cords, when you do a cord cutting, you want to add things to your candle, to your side, that represents the things that you want instead. So if you're doing a cord cutting with self-esteem issues, you want to add ingredients for things like self-love. Does that make sense? It's also good to add a healing ingredient like lavender. So I'm going to add some sweet orange oil to my candle for things like love and happiness and joy. Love, happiness, and joy. So most people don't do that part, but you're supposed to. You can't just banish things and remove things and not replace it with something. You have to, add in the positive things. So you just cut the cords, and the cords are just going to be cut, and you're kind of going to be empty. There's nothing that has replaced that cord. So you want to add in things for positivity to help you heal and feel better. I hope that makes sense. So keep that in mind when you're doing cord cuttings. So if you want, like, let's say, you're doing a cord cutting between yourself and an ex, you want to add things like domination to your side, to your candle, to your side of the cord cutting to help you get your power back. Because things like domination oil, domination herbs, that will help you get your power back, your strength back, regain control. So I'm just going to rub the oil all over my candle. Bless and empower these oils to cleanse and purify me, to cut all cords between my mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul, and all heartache and grief. So I'm just visualizing again, visualizing bright white light energy in the candle glowing from the oil, and just rubbing the candle. And you can add some oils to your petition. Rub the oils on there. It's 36 minutes. I'm probably going to do a part 2. I do apologize. Okay. So next, I'm going to rub these oils all over the candle. Bless and empower this oil for cutting all cords and attachments between me, my mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul, and heartache and grief. You should already start to feel a little better. If you're doing this correctly, you should already kind of start to feel lighter. So I'm just rubbing that oil, visualizing, seeing the oil light up. Crystals are excellent for cord cuttings as well. This is, I'm actually not sure what this is. I think it's called black kyanite. I'm not sure. But this is excellent for cord cuttings. In fact, you should have this for cord cuttings. It's not a requirement, but you really should have it because it helps to break and remove those cords. And this is black tourmaline, which is also excellent for cord cutting. So let me go ahead and make the cord. And also, you're going to need road opener oil. And if you don't have a lot of money, you can make road opener oil with just like some peppermint and some olive oil. It's not going to be very strong or potent, but you can work with what you can afford. You're supposed to use Abre Camino. That's like the main ingredient you need for road opening oil. But like I said, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So I can already tell this is like affecting me because I'm starting to get very angry, which is completely normal. It's normal to start getting very emotional. So just kind of go with the flow. Alright, so I just tied the string around the candle like that. You can do it however way you want, so it doesn't really matter as long as the string is connected to the candles. And I can't really see, and this camera is in my way, so let's see here. Cannot see. Alright, so you want to stick it to the tray. Now you don't want your string to kind of be flopping. You do want it to be like straight and tight. That came loose. My string was a little too long. Now sometimes you will have a hard time with the cord cutting. Your candles will fall, they're not going to stick. That's kind of like you resisting. Either they're resisting or you're resisting. A lot of the times there's going to be some resistance, some stubbornness. That candle is not tight enough. Like I can feel myself getting agitated. And again, that's normal. Especially if you don't want to let go and you're not ready. You see how my candles keep falling? They're not wanting to stick. I can't get the twine right. Yeah, that's some resistance. That's why you want the road opening oil. The road opening oil helps that. It helps to remove them blockages and obstacles. All right, you're going to stay. You're going to stop being annoying. Okay, you're not. All right. I'm going to make you. Okay. And now sometimes your spirits will also block it. So if you find yourself not being able to do a cord cutting, like the candles just won't stay, more than likely that is your spirits blocking it. You know, you could be possibly not ready. Stay. And the twine is all messed up. Definitely not how I want it. You know what? I'm not going to waste time trying to mess with it, because I got other spells to do today. Okay, I think it's staying. You better stay. I don't know if you guys could even see that or not, but the candles kept falling and the twine kept messing up. Can you guys see? I really hope you can. You know, I don't think you can see the other candle. I think you can see it now. Okay, I don't know if you guys could see earlier or not, but both of the candles kept falling. They didn't want to stay. The twine is all messed up, and the twine is a little bit too long as well. But I have other spells to do, so I'm not going to worry about fixing it. But sometimes that will happen. If your candles keep falling and you're getting agitated, annoyed, that's, you know, that can be some resistance, some blockages. Maybe you're not wanting to let go. Maybe the other person's not wanting to let go. It could be your spirit's blocking it, because for whatever reason, they may feel like you're not ready. So sometimes, you know, if it keeps on happening and the cord cutting just won't go right, just stop, do a reading, try to figure out why, and try again in a few weeks, a few months, whatever. Maybe do some shadow work. Crap, that just messed up the camera. Anyway, so you're going to need some salt. Salt for cleansing and purification. So you want to make a line of salt separating you and the thing that you're cutting ties with. You want to add a little bit of salt to you for cleansing, purification, and protection. It's a really good idea to add protection ingredients, especially if you're cutting cords with someone very, very toxic. I'm doing a cord cutting with heartache and grief, so I really don't think I need protection. But, you know, just do some, just in case. So, rosemary for protection. Protect me from any consequences, anything negative that may happen with this cord cutting. So, I really hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I have some lavender buds for healing, to heal my heart, to heal me from all this heartache and grief. Again, you want to add ingredients to your side of the candle to help you with whatever you're dealing with. You want to replace the negativity with something positive. Roses, some roses here. And Spirit is telling me to add something for sweetening. Okay. Roses for love. Love to replace the heartache, the grief to heal my heart. I want to use my hibiscus for sweetening, but I don't even see it. And of course the camera moved. Sorry guys, this is a very small room and the camera keeps moving. I'm trying to find my hibiscus. I don't see it anywhere. Okay, I found the hibiscus. It was all the way under my altar. I have no idea why. I probably should remake this video, but that's too much work. So I got some hibiscus here to sweeten me up, to sweeten up my heart, to help me feel sweeter, happier, to replace the cords. Alright, so let's add, hold on, add a little bit of coffee for empowerment, to empower this cord cutting. Now you want to add to this candle, you want to add banishing ingredients to break that cord, to banish that cord. So I usually use black pepper to banish and break the cord. Some chili powder, again, to banish and break these cords. You can add as many ingredients as you want. That's up to you. Just make sure you add cleansing ingredients. I hope you guys can see. This has been such a sloppy video. Anyway, you want to make sure you add cleansing ingredients to both of your candles, banishing ingredients to the thing you're cutting cords with, and then you want to add positive ingredients to your candle to replace the negative with the positive. Now, unfortunately, you're really going to need some iron scissors. Iron is what really cuts that cord energetically. Iron is for cord cutting. You can remove a lot of toxic things with iron. Back in the day, people kept iron in their horse stables, in their homes. Some practitioners wear old iron nails, like as a talisman. Really, it is a requirement. If all you have is an iron nail, make sure it's real iron. Get that and add it to your cord cutting at least. But these scissors I got from Etsy, they weren't super expensive, I don't think. But this is what you use to actually cut the cord. So it cuts the cord physically and then it cuts it energetically. So I'm gonna add this right here. Add these crystals to help empower this cord cutting spell. It's already an hour in. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do a part 2, guys. I apologize. I'm going to do a part 2. So do watch part 2 because you're not done yet. You will need to know how to finish this. So come back for part 2. I'll be right back. Hey guys, Serena Starlight Witch here. I hope everyone is doing well. This is part 2 of how to do a cord cutting spell. I do apologize for the interruption. I hope you guys can see. So I'm going to finish showing you how to do this cord cutting. So you are going to need some road opener oil. Bless and empower this road opener oil to remove all obstacles and blockages and open the roads for this spell to manifest. Remove all obstacles and blockages and open the roads for this spell to manifest. So I do use road opener oil in all of my spell work. So pretty much all spells require for you to open the roads for you to manifest. So I'm not going to go into great detail of everything that I do for that, but road opener oil is pretty much something you want to add to all of your spells. So I'm going to get some incense. You can pretty much use any kind of incense for a cord cutting. I'm going to use Breaks All incense. Also guys, I'm going to be making another video today. The next video I'm making is a video for, I'm doing a how to uncross your bank account video. So I will be doing that after this. Bless and empower this Breaks All incense to remove all cords and attachments between me, my mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul, and cord and attachments that I have with heartache and grief. Cheap incense can be really hard to get to burn right and light right. So you want to bless and empower your spell and tell your spell what to do. So I bless and empower this cord cutting spell in the name of the Father and the Son and Holy Ghost to cut all cords and attachments, mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul that I have with heartache and grief, to completely and totally remove those attachments and those cords completely and totally. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. So you want to do that. You want to bless it and empower it. Speak your intentions. And also you want to push some energy into your cord cutting. You want to see the string light up. You want to see your candles light up with bright white light energy. Feel the energy coming off of the spell. What I like to do, and I have explained this before, I like to feel a heartbeat in my spell. I like to see it, hear it, feel it beating. This represents life. This is the energy. So that helps to bring it to life, to move the energy and get it going with energy. So I like to do that. I like to see everything light up with bright white light energy. And I like to kind of visualize an energetic cord from candle to candle, like a white string sort of. And I also like to visualize, as I was explaining in part 1, I like to visualize myself in the void, in space. And I like to visualize a cord attaching me to like a shadow. And I see and visualize that this shadow represents heartache and grief. And I'm focusing on that intention. So I like to see the cord attaching the candles, and I also like to visualize. So I will now light everything. So I like to open these scissors and set them here. So that kind of represents cutting the cords. So now you want to sit with it for a while. In fact, you should sit with it until it is done. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking today. My asthma is really affecting me, and my allergies. So hopefully you guys can understand me. So you want to sit with it, you want to push energy into it, you want to visualize. So I already explained energy in my other tutorial of how to cast a spell. So that's basically what you want to do. So you want to pull in energy from a source. I use source itself. I visualize source as a bright, beautiful star. I visualize that it is as high up as possible, such as in space. So I visualize and I feel that I am pulling in energy from source, bright white light, universal energy, and I'm pulling it down through my crown chakra, down my body, down through my arms, my hands, and then out my energy centers in the palm of my hands, and I'm pushing that energy into the spell. So I'm seeing everything light up with bright white light energy. I feel the heat, and you should feel it. Like you should feel like a swirling, a pulsating. There should be something that you pick up on, some kind of sensation. So I'm pushing the energy in the tray, the scissors, the twine, the crystals, the candles, the ingredients. So this is giving everything the energy that it needs to help make this spell work. You want to kind of let the energy flow naturally as well. And now I'm going to start focusing on my intention. I'm going to keep pushing energy into the spell. I'm going to visualize the bridge between the candles. See it, sense it, feel it, smell it. I know that sounds weird, but the deeper you can go into it, the more powerful it's going to be. This is energy work. You'll know when you're getting really good at it because it will start to feel like kind of like shock waves through your body. sometimes when the energy is really powerful, I'll get to the point where I'll start shaking, my body will start jerking around. That's when you know, like, it's really strong. So I'm still pulling in energy from source, and I'm pushing it. I'm pulling it down from source into myself, down my arms, into my hands, and then pushing it into the spell. And now I'm also focusing on my intention, and I'm visualizing myself. And by this point, you should definitely be able to see the cords. So what I do is I visualize myself in the void and blackness and space. And I see myself. And by this point, you should be able to see all the cords. They can be connected at your feet, your knees, your heart, anywhere. So cords can be anywhere in your body. You really want to see it, feel it. So this is a cord cutting between me and heartache and grief. So this is mostly going to be in my heart chakra. It may look different for everyone. It could look like spider webs, ropes, ribbons, anything like that. For me, it just looks like little pieces of rope. It's hard to explain. And now I'm just seeing, it's hard to explain, but it's like little pieces, and you should see them in different parts of your body. You may just see one, or you may see a couple. Sometimes the cords will spread out through your body. It's really hard to explain, but you should see one main cord. So since this is a cord cutting with heartache and grief, I'm visualizing one main cord connected to my heart chakra, and then I'm seeing it build a bridge or a piece of string, and I'm visualizing it connected to a shadow, darkness, whatever. You could visualize a stick. It don't matter. So I'm visualizing it connecting to that, and I'm imagining and focusing and feeling that this shadow is heartache and grief. So you really want to focus hard. You see how my candle is taller and bigger, the flame? That's a good sign. So keep pushing energy, keep focusing. Breathe. Really feel those cords, really feel that negativity. Push energy into your spell. You got to learn to multitask when you do magic. You have to learn how to push energy, visualize, speak, chant, all kinds of crap. So it's going to take practice. So I'm pushing energy into this while also visualizing myself in the cords, while also focusing my intention. Once you have a clear image, the energy feels strong, you have a clear image in your mind, you can start doing more energy work. Now you can chant and drum or whatever to keep getting that energy in there while speaking your intentions. What I like to do, this is what I like to do. I like to use scissors and cut the cords that are in the air. So this is what I do. I cut all cords and attachments, mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul, between myself and heartache and grief. I cut this cord. This is out of my energy. It is out of my life. It is no longer affecting me in any way at all. Heartache and grief is gone. I've learned any lessons that I needed to learn from this. I like to also cut my flame. I cut this out of my energy. I cut these cords, these attachments. I cut all cords and attachments between myself and heartache and grief out of my energy. I cut this cord. Cut this cord. Now you should be able to see it will look like spider webs around your spell. So that's why I started doing this, because I could see the spider webs, the cords around the spell. So I just go around and cut it. Cut it between the two candles. Cut it around the candles. Now you will feel a lot of goosebumps and chills, because this is when you really, start getting that negative energy away from you. Start cutting out those cords. It's hard to explain, but there's like a main cord between you and that thing, but there's like little spider webs, like little cords. It's hard to explain. I don't know why that happens. It's like a main cord creates little cords. I don't know, but they're there and I can see them. So you want to get that. Cut it out of your energy. Speak your intentions while doing this. I cut out heartache out of my energy. I cut out grief out of my energy. I am released. I am free from these cords and attachments between myself and all heartache and grief. I cut you away. Cut you out of my energy. I cut you away. This cord is cut. This cord is cut. This cord is cut. Cut you away. So don't rush this, really get into it. So keep breathing. Speak, visualize. Push energy. Now, when it catches on fire like that, you want to start to see the cords burn. The cord connecting the candle, the energetic cord, start to see it burn. What I like to do while I'm visualizing myself in space or whatever, I like to see fire coming up from the earth through my feet and up through my entire body. And I like to visualize this as a cleansing fire. There is like a fire you can visualize when you do hexes and curses, like hellfire, fire that causes pain and suffering. So you don't want to do that. You want to visualize a cleansing fire coming up through the earth, through you, and just feel the cleansing fire as like a cooling, peaceful sensation. I like to see it coming up through my body and it's burning all them cords away. That's what I like to do. You don't have to do that. But that's what works best for me. So while it starts to really catch on fire and burn, I visualize those cords being burnt away. So I'm visualizing and thinking about my intention while doing so. And you should be able to kind of feel those cords being like cut loose. You may feel like a pop or something. You should kind of feel them being cut. So while I see that the cleansing fire going up through me and it's cutting out the cords, I can feel the cords being cut. And remember, keep pushing energy into your spell while you do this. Keep focusing your intention. Okay, so that string has gotten loose. So now, if it drops like that, you want to cut it. You want to cut it with your iron scissors. And while you do this, visualize the cord being cut. So you want to see like a giant pair of scissors cutting the energetic cord, the energetic link. Oh, almost burnt me there. And iron scissors don't cut very well. So while you're cutting the cord, visualize like a giant pair of scissors, like in the void in space or whatever, cutting that link, that bridge between you and the shadow or whatever, however you're visualizing it. So it's like you're doing it in the mundane and you're doing it energetically. And now would be a good time to burn your petition. Let's burn the petition. And again, this is like a letter to the universe. You want to make sure all the string burns. So when your candles are done, make sure all of the string has been burned. I am free. I am released. All cords and attachments between me, mind, body, spirit, heart, and soul, to heartache and grief is completely and totally cut. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry for having 2 parts. I'm sorry for such a sloppy video. But hopefully the videos are good enough to where you understand what to do. So, what you can do is you can let this sit out for like a day, and then the next day you can just throw it all away. Just make sure you tell your ingredients thank you for the work that you did for me. I am grateful. And then yeah, you can just throw it out, but you want to make sure you cleanse like both of your scissors, the tray, cleanse your crystals, and yeah, you're pretty much done. So it's pretty simple. You just basically have to get good at energy work, but other than that, it's pretty simple. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how to do that. Most people are doing them incorrectly, you know. They don't call in spirit to help them. They don't, you know, activate their ingredients. They're just putting 2 candles on a tray and making a string. And that's not doing anything. But that is a good sign when your flame is high, when it's high and strong. That is good. You want your flame to be high and strong, and you want the other one to kind of be weak. So yeah, you can do cord cuttings with anything and everything. I mean, you can even do a cord cutting with a hex, with a curse. If you think someone has done magic on you, you can do a cord cutting with that. Like anything. I recommend meditating and keeping a journal next to you, and you know, ask your spirit guides to come in, ask your holy guardian angel to come in, light a candle for them, ask them to show you or tell you what cords that you need to cut, and you'll just think about it. Like, you'll just think, oh, you know, I need to cut cords with anxiety or whatever. So I recommend you do that a few times and keep a journal and write down everything that comes to your mind that you need to cut cords with. You may see a vision, you may hear it, you just may think about it. So I recommend that. That's the best thing to do. But most of us have a lot of cords that need to be cut. You don't have to rush cutting these cords. I mean, you can just do it over weeks, months, years. So I like to do a cord cutting weekly. I just don't recommend doing spell work when you're sick, tired, or stressed. You want to be in a good physical, mental, and emotional state, especially when doing a cord cutting. But yeah, I think that's all the advice I have for you guys. I'm having a really hard time talking. I do apologize. My asthma is really bothering me. I also do have a speech issue. It's a long story. I had my tonsils taken out when I was younger, and there's complications with the surgery, and it messed up my voice and my speeching issue. It caused that. So that's a long story. But I hope I make sense. I hope that this video explains everything. So this is part 1. So this is part 2. There are 2 parts. So make sure you watch part 1 first and then watch part 2. If you do want me to do a cord cutting for you instead of doing it yourself, I can do that for you. I just haven't figured out where I want to do my services. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a Ko-fi page, but I will keep you guys updated on my YouTube. So if you want me to do this for you, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can keep updated, because I will be making a video and letting you guys know when I'm offering spells again. I do have a TikTok and a Facebook and a Instagram. So yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope this video helped, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!